Yo, who are we? Double J and twice the T. Yo, who are we? Double J and twice the T. Yo, who are we? Double J and twice the T. We are rocking on the MI, rocking on the MI, rocking on the MIC.
She's a mod, she's a mod, she's a mod, yeah, 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 yeah. She's a mod, yeah, yeah, she's a mod. She won't change it. Bring back that bass sound.
She's a mod, yeah, she's a mod.
What's good rap? That blew my mind. And then Ray Columbus, like, come on.
Fuzzy, this is not a hip-hop track.
They had their shit together.
That breakdown is tough, though.
Kicking up the jams, everybody got down. Shaking their feathers over Auckland town.
They were dope. That's all I can say. Is
Pioneers, really.
Pioneers.
If I had millions and millions of dollars, you know, I'd break off $2 million for Double J and twice the T to be like, hey.
Beat it on time now. Take it to the hookup.
Jerry Brown here, one half of Double J and twice the T.
I'm Jeremy Tuamata, the other half of Double J and twice the T.
I started rapping because the teacher asked us to just do a talk on any subject, and I asked my teacher, can I rhyme my whole talk? So I did, my talk was on drinking the booze and sniffing the glues as big bad news. And everyone thought I was a rapper just from that talk.
Yeah, so I was actually in the assembly when he did this. He was like a superstar to me because I'm like, I've never heard that before.
And this brother here, he was getting known for beatboxing. And this guy's like, oh, so where do you live? I'm like, oh, 307 Panama. And he's like,
No,
what?
I'm 315 Panama. So
We lived on the same street, man.
literally 5 houses away. It's like, no.
I thank you very much for giving us this time for my man to bust a beat and for me to rap a rhyme, yeah.
Someone came to our school and said, you're wanted at the principal's office.
They said, oh, Jerry, come to the office. I was shunting because that's the first time I've been to the office.
Principal told us we won this competition and to just be notified. And this was for telethon.
Yeah, we're a new generation of rapping sensation. We're the Double J, rocking the nation. This is not just a beatbox. Here's my bond. I'm a new silly Kiwi with Simon Blonde. We're the voices full of egos. Wherever I go, he goes. The Zulu with chill. We're the Double J amigos. When I rap, I'm calm. We have Mrs. Jones. I just like to say, hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
My name's Mike Chun. I've been in the game since I was about 19 when I was one of the founders of Spit Ends and ended up back in New Zealand running a record company with Tim Finn, Definitive Records. Tim had said, find some artists, let's just make records. Both of us in this incredibly naive sort of way.
When Mike Chun came to me with this idea for She's a Mod rap, I said, who are you going to get to do the raps? And he said, well, I'm looking for it's got to be a young guy. I said, I know 2 of them.
I said, do you guys know the song She's a Mod?
Oh, no, okay, I've heard of Ray Columbus. I've heard the name before, but honestly, we didn't really know who that was.
Like Chan was looking for some rappers and Ray Columbus thought of us too.
I was ready to get in the industry, so no matter what they put in front of us, I said, oh, yep.
And they said, yeah, let's do it, let's make a record.
Yo, hit it!
Yo, hit it!
My mother was a teen back in 65 when she learned how to rock and she learned how to jive. She was turning them on to every club in town. She was setting them up and knocking them down.
They both had huge innate talent. Jeremy on stage was a master of turning his breath and his mouth and lungs into this machine of joy. And Jerry was an incredible entertainer.
And the hippest place to be was called the Valley High. And when Ray hit the stage, everybody went wild.
I gave them the verses. It was my memory of being an early teen and what was happening in the world of live music.
Hi, guys. Hey, Jay. You all right? Oh. It's showtime.
That's right, brother, that's right. It's my time.
I got to remember the words now. You got to remember the rap, right?
That's right, okay, the rap.
Okay.
Rap.
With She's a Mod rap, yeah, radio play was everywhere. Number 2 in the chart.
We were next to the radio going, and number 2 this week is Double J and twice the T, She's a Mod. I'm like, push record, man, push record.
Man, we were jealous when we saw them on TV. There's like, no! Another group of start walking in their face. No.
It works occasionally. Apparently, the record business isn't silly, but takes an old pop record and it says, let's re-release it and see if it becomes a hit again. So you take the record and you get a new photo of the old star, who invariably looks a bit fat, and then you put the new photo of the old star on the cover, and hopefully you've got a hit.
So I was like, nah, good move, business move, on.
The typical buyer of the cassette were women aged 40 to 70.
A lot of cats, that wasn't our cup of tea, but now looking back and reflecting upon what it was, there was some of us that were a bit more hardcore, a bit more raw, and that was not raw.
Sort of pinned them in a way to the very commercial side of that genre, let's call it.
The future certainly looks bright for the next group. Please welcome Double J and Twice the T.
Auckland teenagers are just one example of Kiwi artists who made the big time thanks to hard work and heaps of enthusiasm.
I knew that it was something that was a bit more, not fabricated, but it wasn't really what they were into.
If we could have given them injections of truth drug, I suspect Jerry and Jeremy would have thought, we're not very much into this. Because the tracks that they were playing, if we drove in the car or whatever, would be Public Enemy and stuff like that.
What I was listening to and watching at the time was a different kind of genre of music. At the same time, this was new, what we were doing, but it wasn't what was on my heart to do.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk more about our community and where we were brought up. And I wanted to be that mouthpiece for that.
I feel bad about that. If they'd been a bit older, we could have gone off to the pub and had a beer and really... I could have said, what do you guys really think?
At that time, the hard hip-hop, the sort of heavier stuff, it was still underground and not many people listened to it.
I think it's hard, when you're that young, you don't know no one that's, achieved what you could possibly achieve by taking this opportunity.
Salute to them for their concept of how they got in the game. Nothing but smarts, man.
And I went to their concert and they had the big frog, which was really cool. They had this bit where the dancers come out and choose someone to come bring up on stage, and guess who they choose? Me. And that was so cool. It was a very pivotal moment for young Scribble.
Popular Auckland rap duo Double J and Twice the T are two talented young Kiwis, but their music has its origins on the streets of America. Can a country of only 3 million people develop its own unique style of popular music, or will we always be copycats?
I was probably just out of my depth, to be honest. I was too naive. I shouldn't have been involved. I shouldn't have said, do this, do that, let's grab that chorus, let's mix pop and hip-hop in the same track, and sure, we might get on the radio, but would there be a creative satisfaction?
Even though when Mike said that, I honour him because we're only the artists we are because of where he took us off and gave us the opportunity to get ahead and make something of it. And, not only it gave hope for our community.
You could label them as kind of like bubblegummy, commercial, not underground. But I think their job was not to be the underground. I think their job was to open up that little lane, opened it a little bit more for us.
That lane was theirs, and they had it locked, and they were good at it.
It changed the landscape for that particular time of Aotearoa, hip-hop.
So, I don't think that they were meant to change the consciousness of our country. They definitely were there to put their hand up and represent and show what's possible.
Just to reunite with my bro here, I love him, man.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of choice experiences together, some amazing experiences.
I think every time that we do get together, it's still like we've never left, like we're still stepping on the stage for the first time. It always feels like we're ready to go.
You still got it, G. That's the main thing.
I don't think we ever lose it. We just get a bit rusty, but...
Just like my knees.
Okay, boys, what's this all about? Are you in tune? Give us a hug.
Oh, Jerry.
Long time no see. You ran away to Australia.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh, bro.
She's a mod, now you try and tell me that my mother's uncool. Stuck in the house with nothing better